Greetings and felicitations, YouTube. Jarl of the Appian Way here. So, new trailer for a new Star Wars game came out today. I've already seen it. I've already had ridiculous reaction to it, which was mostly me just sitting here going, ah! Over and over and over again. Anyway, I'm going to try and show this to you. Let's watch this thing. And I'm going to pause it periodically to give you a little bit of my breakdown based off of my knowledge, okay? Here we go. You enjoy. Still love it. Okay, so this little indicator right here is actually very true to form to the 1993, 1995 X-Wing and TIE Fighter games. The TIE Fighter game in particular making Game of the Year that year. In those games, they have, and this is really cool that they're trying to stay true to form here. There's 3 power distribution settings in those games. You have power that you can divert to engines, power you can divert to shields, and power you can divert to your weapon system. That's actually what this indicator is on the right side of your screen. Right here, you see that this pilot has put as much power as she can into her engines and minimized her weapons and shields. I'm guessing red is going to be weapons, green is going to be shields, and blue is engine. What's even cooler about this is, like, not only are they kind of staying true to form to that kind of power distribution thing here, even the speed indicator is fairly accurate. In X-Wing and TIE Fighter, the X-Wing had a speed of 100. I don't know what the measurement is. We'll just call them units for now. At a speed of 100 units, which you could manipulate. If you took away all of your power recharge for your shields and all of your power recharge for your laser systems, you could add as much as 25% onto your speed. So that brought the X-Wing from 100 to 125. Here in this panic scenario, it makes sense of, like, okay, I'm going to push the engine to its limits and do all this crazy nonsense. I could totally understand it fluctuating and getting up there to like 129. Totally believable. On that same note, however, the TIE Interceptor, without taking away power from its weapons, can clock in at just a little bit slower than 125. So anyway, gonna keep going. All right, so I missed it just by a little bit, but I just wanted to say I love the fire coming off of the engine. Kind of implying that she's already pushing that engine to its limits. Actually, hold on, I'm gonna go back there. Hold on. So I want to see the TIE Interceptor's readout on the X-Wing. Here we're looking at a speed of 159 for this guy. So he's already going faster than she is. And also, true to form, the TIE Interceptor doesn't have shields. And you see the power readout is right there next to his speed. And it indicates engine power and weapon power in equal distribution. So that speed is definitely ridiculous for a TIE Interceptor. But that hasn't taken away any power from its weapons. And otherwise, the targeting display for the X-Wing looks pretty much just like you would expect from the Star Wars films. Trying to get a little bit more clear image. 21, it looks like the Imperial symbol, or is that just a target? Not sure what that's supposed to indicate. And the other one is distance to target. And the numbers were decreasing as it went. Again, I love that engine fire. I love that she was able to manipulate the wings to fit through the spot. That's cute. Like it. Music, by the way, in this is A+. It's that little music motif on the top end of the piano. That was the same melody that they use in the when the Millennium Falcon is escaping Hoth through the asteroid field, being chased by TIE fighters. Da, 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 dee, da. Also, really important to note, do you see that red stripe on that interceptor wing? 181st. The 181st is a Legends TIE Interceptor Squadron. They were pretty much the antithesis to Rogue Squadron, led by Baron Soontir Fel. None of this has been confirmed that that's what that is, by the way, but golly, if it doesn't evoke that for me, I love it. The 181st TIE Interceptor Squadron flew TIE Interceptors with the red stripe on the wings. Also wanted to note earlier, when you see the TIE Interceptor firing its cannons, it doesn't have like a 6-cannon BS scenario. It uses 4 laser cannons, each cannon coming from the wingtip, which is as it should be. It does not have the 2 underslung laser cannons like TIE Interceptors have, or sorry, like TIE Fighters have. Here we go.
You are the Empire's strength. We do not accept defeat.
They some scarred up people. I don't know if the Imperial officer is a canon character from other more recent Star Wars media. I'm not as up to date on my Imperials, my new Imperials, as I should be. Also, I want to point out her X-Wing had green markings on it. This could just be a reference to like she's in Green Squadron or something, but to me, it's also very evocative of Corran Horn's X-Wing from the X-Wing series. Again, going back to that same media release from the mid-90s, Corran Horn was a character released in the X-Wing books, written by Michael Stackpole, which was as part of the same media release as those 1990s Star Wars games that they are clearly referencing in this trailer. So, Corran Horn's X-Wing, he came to Rogue Squadron through Corellian Security Corps-Sec. He was a cop, basically, and he brought his own X-Wing with him, which made him very different from everybody else. Never mind that he also ended up becoming a Jedi. We'll keep going. General Syndulla. Hera Syndulla from Rebels, right there on the screen. Let her talk, please. The man who's speaking, do not recognize him, nor do I recognize what he's wearing around his neck. That's new to me too. But the cameos keep rolling, because that's probably Akbar. Anyway, here we go.
We fly. For hope. For the new republic.
Vengeance will be ours.
So they're mostly staying true to all these ships with, I'm going to point out one obvious exception. I've never seen the TIE Bomber carry a ridiculous death laser before. What kind of death laser, you might say? Enough to pop open a Corellian Corvette like it's an egg. Wedge Antilles. Conspicuously absent. Okay, well, I'm not going to get the glare out of the way. Conspicuously absent so far is the B-Wing. Haven't seen any B-Wing footage in any of this. They're not going crazy with, like, new starships here. Transition, Miri Allen, 2 humans, and I have no idea. The last guy, no clue. But that is a Miri Allen, a Trandoshan, which is rad, by the way, 2 humans, and something new, probably. And as it should be, all of the Imperials, human.
Squadron.
The galaxy's finest.
Again, note, conspicuously absent is the B-Wing. Oh, I love that shot! Smirk. It's launching October 2nd, 2020. Yeah, let me go ahead, get that out of your way. Here's what you need to know about this game. The things I was referencing aren't just me inferring off of the video. There are some things that are actually confirmed right away. So this is a Motive Studio game. Motive having done Battlefront 2. You can definitely see their style in the pre-rendered stuff. Like the characters, the conversations, they look very much the same. So master the art of starfighter combat and the immersive piloting experience, Star Wars Squadrons. Protect the Galaxy, it just lists some places that you're going to be fighting. Yavin, Galatan sounds new, blah, blah, blah. Master legendary starfighters like the X-Wing and TIE Fighter, and heavily implied in the video, the TIE Interceptor, the TIE Bomber, the A-Wing, the Y-Wing. This could be like a 3v3 different aircraft starfighter scenario to choose from early on, and then they might add in some other ridiculous add-ons in the future through DLC. They have room to grow. If they were only to use 3 Imperial fighters and 3 Rebel fighters, or New Republic, I should say, fighters through the whole game, I wouldn't complain. It would make sense to use a speedy, zippy fighter, A-Wing TIE Interceptor, your mainline air superiority fighter, which would be the X-Wing and the TIE Fighter, and then your bomber, which is the Y-Wing and the TIE Bomber. It also says, modify your ship and divert the power between systems and destroy your opponents in strategic space dogfights. The ship modifications sounds rad, and I can't wait to see what that looks like, if they do it right anyway. The diverting power between systems is a direct callback to the TIE Fighter and X-Wing games of the 90s, and if you have never played them before, do. There's many hours of gameplay in that game, and even though it's dated, the graphics might not hold up to today. What does hold up for that game is that we're talking about a flight sim with a driven campaign story that is not just like 15 to 20 missions. It is like 9 missions per chapter, and there's 13 chapters. It's a big game with a lot of gameplay. Anyway, I'm going to keep going. Stay on target. There's a U-Wing reference. U-Wing introduced in Rogue One movie. That's the same for this Mon Cal cruiser up here. That's one of the cruisers from Rogue One. A-Wing, Y-Wing, obviously, X-Wing. It says, compete in intense 5v5 dogfights. Unite with your squadron and to tip the scales in monumental fleet battles, and take off in a thrilling Star Wars single-player story. Immerse yourself in the pilot seat completely with the option to play the entirety of the campaign in virtual reality on PS4 and PC with cross-play support. So it's at least confirmed for PS4 and PC. I do not know anything yet about Xbox. I would probably be playing this on PS4, because the only way I'm going to be satisfied playing it on PC is if I have a joystick, and I do not want to be flying against other people who are using a mouse to fly. I think that's just going to be, I think that's going to be a disaster. Join the Galaxy's Finest, pre-order now. That's all we know about it. Yeah, I like the concept, the way it's reading to me anyway. The 5v5 format works really well for, I'll say, the small squad multiplayer experience works very well for games like Overwatch, Rainbow Six Siege, etc. First-person experiences. Why shouldn't it work for a flight sim? For an arcade flight sim, I should say. If all they do is just a really pretty X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, they will have made me happy. That's all I gotta say about it. Anyway, I know a lot of you are really hoping I might get a reaction video out of this with say, my lovely wife. Unfortunately, she's already seen the trailer. She watched me watch it and got to watch me go, "Ah!" through the whole thing. Anyway, that's all I've got for right now. I wanted to get this up while the iron is hot, so to speak. Yeah, I don't know what else to say, so I'm gonna leave it there. Is there anything PC requirements? This is something that you all want to know. So let's get there and look at it. Recommended minimum. Let's just look at the recommended specs. A Ryzen 3 3200G AMD processor or an Intel i7 7700. You want a 16 gigabyte RAM or 8x2. Graphics card, an RX 480 or equivalent, or a GTX 1060 or equivalent. DirectX 11. Multiplayer, so it wants a 512 kilobytes per second or faster internet connection, and it's going to be about 30 gigabytes in size. I hope you have an SSD. Anyway, that's it. No, it's not. Strap in.